Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
That's what I'm talking about. All of our guests today, including Ross Tucker, standing by, brought to you by our title sponsor, Able Auctions, ableauctions.ca. As we're joined by Ross Tucker from the Ross Tucker Football Podcast, CBS Sports and Westwood One. Ross, thanks for doing this, sir. Happy early Thanksgiving, or early happy Thanksgiving. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. Happy early Thanksgiving to you guys, although you guys celebrate at a different time, right? You already had it?
A month earlier, yes, in
Had
October. It's colder
That's
up
what
here.
I thought. Hey, kudos to me, though, for realizing that or remembering that.
I appreciate that. Earlier harvest.
I'm not one of those people that thinks the world revolves around America, okay? I know that different countries have different traditions, and you already had Canadian Thanksgiving, but yes, I appreciate that. I will be on the road, actually, closer to you guys. I'll be out in Nebraska on Thanksgiving. I got Iowa at Nebraska, the classic Black Friday game on Friday. So I got to get out there Thursday for all the meetings and stuff for CBS. So really, really looking forward to that. I love college football. Love big rivalry games. So should be fun.
What's a game at Nebraska like? What's a college football game like at Nebraska, Ross?
It's a really, really big deal. Now, I will say I was there 2 years ago. It was super cold and windy. There's like nothing to block the wind there. I don't know how to explain it. It's like you're in a wind tunnel, but there's 100,000 people wearing red, and this is now their number one rival is Iowa. They both are having good seasons, but the reality is I think this game determines whether or not it's a really good season or just a good season for both these teams. I mean, it's the differentiator game for both of them.
Ross, now let's switch to the National Football League. If I'm not mistaken, you worked the Browns and Raiders in Las Vegas, and I know that the Browns' victory had a lot to do with the defense. That defense sacked Geno Smith 10 times. But Shedeur Sanders makes his first NFL start. Were you impressed?
I was. Yeah, I was. You know, I thought he made major strides in a number of areas. And I think, you know, a lot of people just see the highlights or just look at the statistics. But my eye test told me, in particular, his pocket presence, his pocket movement, not bailing out of the back of the pocket, not getting sacked as much. I think he only got sacked one time, maybe. Which kudos to the Browns offensive line as well. But Shedeur did a good job of getting the ball out of his hands quickly, of stepping up in the pocket. Certainly he had an incredible throw to Isaiah Bond for a bomb, which was awesome. He also did a nice job getting the ball to Jerry Jeudy. I think his statistics were fine, but stats are for losers. He won the game, and he had a winning performance with how he took care of the ball, other than the one interception where he got fooled on, which is a lesson that he needed to learn, I guess. But other than that, I thought he did really well.
Hey, Ross, the Seahawks, Jackson Smith, Najigba, top receiver in his draft. He's on pace to get 2,000 yards. I mean, this could be the first time ever for a receiver. Did you think he would be this good?
No, nobody did. If they did, he would have gone higher.
Yeah.
It's really interesting because both Smith and Jigba and Emeka Egbuka, they come out of Ohio State back-to-back years. And the thought process was they're both really good players.
Yeah.
But they're not like super gifted, super talented. They're not the type of guys you need to take in the top 10. They're going to be good players, maybe a number one receiver, but not elite. They both have proven they are all that and then some. So I think that what we need to look at is change a little bit. They might not have the craziest height, weight, speed ratio, but they're that polished. They're that good of route runners. They're that smart, which helps them put up the numbers they put up, especially JSN.
Ross, I want to go back to Vegas because Chip Kelly's gone. They're dead last in basically all the offensive categories. Was it a surprise to you? It's 11 games into a contract.
I guess a little bit of a surprise, but if you look at it under the lens of Pete Carroll, like, how much longer does he want to do this? And will Pete Carroll even get a second year? I think Pete Carroll probably feels like he needs to turn things around the rest of this season or show some promise so that the Raiders organization feels good about him having a second year as the head coach. And so, desperate times call for desperate measures. The offense was incredibly bad. And so there really isn't anywhere to go but up. So it's one of the levers that Pete can pull to try to get this thing turned around. So that's the chance and what he ended up going with. We'll see whether or not it works out for him and them. But, I mean, it was so bad. And the reality is, Pete Carroll is probably going to get a new coordinator in the offseason, and or Pete Carroll might not be there. So one way or the other, Chip Kelly probably wasn't going to have the job in 2026 unless he turned it around, which seemed unlikely, which means really Chip's getting a heck of a paid holiday break here, Thanksgiving and Christmas before getting back on the job circuit in the offseason.
I was thinking of you and the Eagles went out to that 21-0 lead, and then the offense ice cold in the second half. Like, what's going on there?
Yeah, it's not good, and there's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
It's a bad combination right now of they really can't run the ball at all, and then these penalties put them behind the chains and put them in a really bad position to be able to go ahead and execute and get first downs. I mean, look at the statistics. Anytime you have a penalty on a drive, your odds of scoring points on that drive go down significantly because you're just putting yourself in, whether it's 2nd and 20 or 3rd and 12, whatever it is, you're putting yourself in a position that's hard to come back from.
Ross, Jahmyr Gibbs, Lions over the Giants 34-27, 219 yards rushing, a couple of TDs. He's pushing 1,000 yards on the season. What makes him so effective?
He's like one of the fastest dudes I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
That's probably the big one. I mean, that guy is electric. I love watching Jahmyr Gibbs play, which is interesting, too, because we were talking about the Raiders. They took Ashton Genty with the 6th overall pick. He's a really good player, but he's not like Gibbs or even like a Saquon or a Bijan, just in terms of that electric, dynamic speed. And the Lions have needed him. I mean, he carried and willed the Lions to that win on Sunday that they desperately needed.
Yeah. Hey, you mentioned Saquon Barkley. Let's get back to that game for a second. Where's his game at after a spectacular last season?
I think a couple of things. I don't think he's seeing it great. I don't think he's seeing the holes great. I don't think they're as cleanly blocked as they were last year. I think the scheme has been a work in progress is probably the best way to describe it. And that's a bad combination when you add up all those together.
Okay. And Ross, you were saying earlier that the world doesn't revolve around the USA. What you have to learn is that the world revolves around the city of Toronto. Do some research on that and get back to us. If you were Canadian, you know all about that.
Center of the universe. Yeah. They'll tell you that.
Just so you know.
That is funny. That's like New York people in the United States.
Okay.
People in New York and the United States think it's like Rome during the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, anything else to say? Like the world revolving around Toronto, the USA, or maybe a certain company?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Listen, I know everybody's starting to do the holiday shopping. And I've told you guys about this before. And honestly, several people out there in British Columbia and Vancouver have ordered it. It's myfrontpagestory.com. I would not steer you guys wrong. I would not have invested in this company. I would not be a pitch man for them if I didn't know for a fact it's the best gift you can get a loved one. I got my sister one for Mother's Day. I got my mom one when she had her 70th birthday a few years ago. It's myfrontpagestory.com. Imagine putting your significant other, your mom, your grandmother, your dad, whoever, putting them on the cover of the newspaper with a framed, beautiful story all about how amazing they are and how you can't thank them enough for everything they've done for you and the family. They cry every time. It's hanging up in the house every time. I would not steer you wrong. And as a reminder, if you get one, forward me the email receipt, ross@rosstucker.com. I'll either send you an autograph or do a video for you on my phone, whatever you want. myfrontpagestory.com, myfrontpagestory.com.
Enjoy Nebraska. Thanks for this, Ross. Next week.
Sounds great. See you guys.
You bet.